Hello and welcome back to CGTN's special series Tides of Change. I'm Jason Lightfoot.
And I'm Angela Fu. So right now we're standing on the largest coastal wetland in the world.
Yeah, we're literally standing on what used to be the sea. So literally beneath us, the tides have changed.
Exactly, a little pun there.
Little pun there.
So right now we're in the Yellow Sea coastal wetland, and today we have something very special for you. And this wetland is not only the biggest, it's also home to so many species in this world, and also a lot of them are nationally protected. And for you guys to have some visuals of these animals, fingers crossed, we actually brought in some special equipment and experts.
Yeah, this is... They are the...
Alright, listen to the experts. So here is basically our mobile control room. So because we'll show you some of the cameras that we have, because we have these like long focal cameras that can really bring you close to the animal.
You guys at home are probably going to get a better view of the deers from the comfort of your living room than we are. So
especially since I'm a bit short-sighted, so I have to like really look carefully.
Yeah.
And obviously here we're talking about Milu is one of the most important animals that we'll be looking at today. And also here lives so many different species of wildlife, including birds as well.
Yeah, there's not just the deer, but also the birds. And so we are not the experts on this. So fortunately, we've got an expert for you guys today. We're going to find out all the information. And also, you can send your questions in on social media, and we're going to answer some of your questions too.
Exactly. So let's introduce our Dr. Liu Bing. Liu 博士您好. So he
hello.
Here at the Milu Reserve. So he will be able to answer a lot of your questions about the wildlife and the different bird species that live here, and also more about Milu, their habits and what they look like. So without further ado, let me ask, 您觉得我们今天看到麋鹿的可能性有多高？
有很大的可能，因为我们在这个区域呢，根据我们之前的观察，这个区域有很多的麋鹿，一会儿我们就能看到它们。
Perfect. So hopefully we're going to be able to catch some wild Milu in their kind of normal habitat and living habitat. So maybe we could get on the road and then see.
Yeah, let's get on a car. We're gonna.
您来带路，我来当司机。
跟我。
Angela's gonna drive now. Take us on a expedition, a safari. So if you can just come.
Exactly. I've been like the designated driver for how many seasons already? So we just wait until our
here's the door for our viewers.
Cameraman gets in.
Oh, I go first. Okay.
Start the car. So it's a good thing we got these cars.
Yeah.
Because this is actually a wetland. 因为这个其实是一个湿地，对吧？
对对，现在你看到我们这个眼前的这些地方呢，都是潮汐可以涨上来的。我们这属于半日潮，每天都有2次涨潮和落潮。
So you can see here it's actually all wetlands. So when the tides actually come in, this will be covered by the ocean. So we better move quick.
And the Milu deer, they're actually good swimmers. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So they could actually survive here. All right. So are we ready? Yeah. I'm gonna horn. Let's go.
Begin the expedition.
All right.
The safari has begun.
Exactly.
With Angela behind the wheel, leading the way.
Yeah. Do you feel safe in my hands?
I'm in very safe hands, I think.
But we're just driving over here, and
let's open this box.
I'm gonna say hi quickly to one of our cameramen over there, because I've been wanting to play with that equipment all morning, because I think our guys will be able to see it. These are huge zoom lenses. Let's just go over this ditch, make sure we don't get caught.
That is a huge camera that they've got on there.
Oh, be careful.
To bring you the best shots, the best images of the Milu deer.
老师您好，我们这块怎么样？视觉？ Okay, perfect. You can see that there's a huge focal lens here, and this is to really get up close and personal to the Milu, because for humans, because obviously in the wild, they're used to non-human contact. So with us, it's just a lot harder. And I can already see, geez, that's the Milu, right?
We can see them over there.
Oh, they're there. Okay.
这边就有这么多麋鹿啊，大概有200-300只呢，这个地方。
Oh my God! There's about 200 to 300 Milu here. I'm just gonna follow the working van in front of us, because they know where to. 他们不会害怕吗？我们车过去 ，they won't be scared of the car.
要保持一定的距离。
Okay, so we have to keep our distance. I don't want to scare them because
它的野性还是比较大的。
Oh my God! gosh, we're so close to these. And to think that these beasts, these creatures, were nearly extinct over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
其实就是100年前几乎就灭绝了，是吧？
对对对。
And then to be able to see this here today, 我们还能这么近吗？啊，他们好像有点跑了，我们就应该停一下。
And they're quite strange-looking deer, right? They have 4 characteristics.
Yeah. So maybe we should stop.
Yeah.
Stop and have.
We'll stop here.
Should we stop and have?
Okay, let's stop here.
They
We can try and get a bit close.
They have the head of a horse,
Uh-huh.
the tail of a donkey,
Yep.
Yeah.
the hooves of a cow, and the neck of a camel.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
that's
park
why
here
it looks
before
kinda
we
strange, right?
scare them
And
off. So then
also,
our viewers.
I'm wearing my coat's actually the same color as the deer, so maybe I can get pretty close.
All right, so we're actually very close to these animals. I don't know. Our camera was trying to.
Bring the viewers out.
Come on,
Viewers,
guys.
come with
Come on,
us
guys.
on a journey
Right.
to explore the deer.
Okay, so we have to be really quiet and really slow because
Yeah, we should
you can see that they're already like walking away. 其实他们现在已经有点
怕人了。
对。
首先呢，你看这个距离，在这个合适的距离，它会就定住不动啊，先全部的路盯着你望，然后这表示它啊发现了有有外来人来了，然后呢，慢慢的你如果再靠近的话，它就掉头就走了。因为它这个是一种相当于一种自我保护一样，在野外呢，如果有捕食者靠近的话，它会先发现到底是怎么回事儿，先摸清楚，之后呢，再该跑啊，还是该没事儿啊，就这样子。
Okay, so we're just saying that when these deer see us, that they will actually first stop. They'll look around to see what's going on and to see if that we actually pose any threat. And once they suss us out or probably smell our odor, then they decided to kind of walk away. And if we're a great threat, they'll probably start running away as
yeah,
well.
they're just kind of strolling away slowly.
So how many, because we just said here there was about 200 to 300 here. How many do you reckon there is in this whole entire park? I guess.
It's a couple of thousand, I believe. Is that many, right?
那老师，我们这块说可能现在能看到有200-300，那整个这个园区有多少只？
我们今年的鹿群数量大概达到6000多只了。很多的鹿呢是在这个更广泛的这个范围内活动，我们这儿眼前呢只是看到了一小部分。
So here there's about in this reserve there's about 6,000 Milus, and obviously here is only a small portion because this entire reserve is basically their home, and they just really roam these wetlands. 那这个数字是什么时候到的一个6000这个数字？
我们是今年5月底的时候，因为这个时候呢就是小鹿几乎全部出生完了。麋鹿呢它是在3月份、4月份产小崽，之后呢到5月份基本上结束。然后我们在那个时期呢就统计全区里边的这个新生的鹿，还有这个以前的鹿，这样子一个数据是比较准确的。
So I mean, all the data were calculated about May after the newborns are out and about, and they start calculating the data. So they reached that number this year.
How old do they live to? What's their average lifespan?
他们大概会活到有多长时间寿命？
一般的情况下，像这个野外的这些麋鹿啊，因为它面临的生存还是压力比较大的，所以它一般的在16到18年这样的一个寿命。但是有个别的一些我们人工驯养的，有个别的一只它能活到23岁。
Oh, so normally they grow to like 16 to 18 years old, but then now because a lot of us are rearing them by hand, so they can actually get up to kind of 23 years old.
That's quite long, right?
So that's quite long. So they really kind of increase that life expectancy.
And the ones with the antlers are male, and without antlers are female.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
Yeah.
correct.
So I don't know if our audiences at home can see better. 就不知道观众朋友是不是能看得更清楚？因为带角的话是公的，雄性的，然后不带角的就是雌性的。
对对。
So I don't know. I think our audience can get a better view
Yeah, they
with the bigger
can
lens.
see better than us.
We can't see very clearly here. Like they're all kind of walking away. That's why we're a bit scared.
And the male actually has multiple female companions. I believe.
Obviously, you would know about that, right?
Lucky guy.
Lucky guys. 所以刚才说我们这个公鹿它其实会有很多配偶的是吧？
对，这个呢就是讲一个那什么了，就是说这个麋鹿啊，它是一夫多妻制，也就是说一个雄性可以占有很多的雌性。然后就是尤其是在繁殖季节，就是7月、8月这个时候呢，一头公鹿，然后这一群里边周边 全是母鹿，其他的雄性呢就被赶到外边去了。
So we're just saying during the breeding season, around kind of July and August, you'll see like one male Milu,
the alpha male.
The alpha male surrounded by a lot of female Milus, because they actually have what do you call it? Patriarch. No, what's it called? When you have like one male and lots of females.
Patriarch, I think. Yeah, patriarch. But currently there's no alpha male now, is there, right?
那现在我们有鹿王吗？
现在这个阶段没有鹿王了，他们都和平相处了。你看，那个公鹿可以跟母鹿在一起，然后公鹿和公鹿之间可以结成小伙伴，在一起活动。
So right now they don't have any alpha males because it's just gone past the mating season, the breeding season. So now everyone is living in harmony. Is there any chance that we can get closer? 您觉得我们能再走近一点吗？
要悄悄的、慢慢的。
悄悄的是吧？All right.
但现在你看到我们看到这些鹿在慢慢的远离我们。
对。
我
们会不会开车过去会更？
可能会好一点。那个靠的就是我们开车慢慢的靠近它不动的时候，我们就停下来。
Okay, it seems like they're less afraid of the car.
I think so. I think they're more afraid of us. Is it because they can smell us? 因为他们能闻到我们吗？还是
也能看到我们
？Yeah, so we should actually put some of the deer poop and rub it on our face, right?
Put it on your face.
We could pick some up. Yeah, you can go first.
藏到我们的位置吗？有用吗？这个把这个抹脸上有用吗？
但是不要抹，太脏了。
Yeah, don't touch. Come into the car.
我们保护区现在是大概4万亩地。
4万亩it's a huge, so it's like 400 亩.
Yeah, it's a very big complex. It's quite useful to have the car because if we walked around, the live stream would be like so long if we walked.
All right, so 您觉得我们是往那边走还是往那边走？I mean, these deers, a lot of probably our viewers overseas might know these as Père David deers because they were discovered kind of in the 19th century by a French missionary. I think it was called Armand David, and that's why they gave these deer the name because this is very native to China, so you don't actually see this elsewhere. 所以这个鹿其实是我们本土的中国本土的鹿，对吧？
对，
其他地方没有。
对。
Yeah, they did. Oh, they're running there. Oh, there's some dogs are chasing.
野狗有狗。
The dogs are chasing the deer.
这个狗也是野生的吗？
Are they?
Is that a wild dog?
Are they herd dogs or they're just playing around with them? I think.
他们是牧鹿犬吗
Sheep dog, right?
Sheep dogs 还就野生的。
对，他们是那个就是周边这些社区啊或者养殖场里边的这个看家的这个狗，它就跑到这边来了。因为我们这个区域是个开放的区域嘛，然后它可以就进到这边来。对于这个成年的麋鹿来讲，它没有危害的，因为它攻击不了这些成年的麋鹿。但是一些小型的麋鹿、小麋鹿啊，可能会就是在追逐的过程中会被它咬住啊或啥。
Okay, so we're just saying like these wild dogs probably come from farmlands and residential areas near this reserve. They don't pose any threat to the adult Milu, but for the junior infants and newborns, they might become a bit of a target for these dogs. They might actually bite them. And will they actually eat them? 他们会吃小麋鹿吗？
他们不会，真的就是觉得是一种玩，然后把它咬住了。
So they think they're just like toys to them.
Playing around with them.
Guys, we're getting so much closer in this car, in this metal box.
对，在车里边，它不感到害怕。你看远处这些鹿，现在就是基本上面朝我们了。
Yeah, so they're looking at us.
盯着我们，然后觉得这个有个东西过来了啊，看我再观察一下，看你这个是不是有危险。如果有危险的话，你再靠近它，它就马上就往外走了。
So that's why you have that saying "deer to headlights" because they will actually stop, look at your car.
They're frozen, like just staring at the car. Yeah, and so like you were saying, these are actually a species that are being brought back from extinction.
Yeah.
And they were originally when they were extinct in China, and it was the Duke of Bedford.
Yeah, from the UK.
Yeah, and he actually he had a herd
in private collection, like his private estate.
On his estate, and he donated. How many did he donate?
39 to this park, right? 所以当时英国是捐了
39头麋鹿
39头来这边是吧？
对，1986年的时候。
Yeah, so in 1986, the Duke of Bedford's descendants they donated 39 of these Milu to this particular reserve, and from 39, 3 decades later, we have over 6,000 Milu in this reserve. 所以我们刚才说，就30年，等于说从39只一直涨到了6000头。
对对，
这个数字真的是很惊人。
繁殖还是蛮快的。其实这个种群扩大这个数量增长比较快的，应该是就近几年，因为这个麋鹿可以繁殖的这个个体数量基数比较大。所以都进入繁殖期了以后，就每年就可以生产很多。就是像去年像今年吧，今年我们统计的新的小鹿大概有900多只出生了。
Oh, so I mean, after they kind of reach almost a stable, when they're stable in like living in the reserve, that they would actually breed so much better here. So just this year, we had 900 infants born in this reserve.
Yes.
Right?
900. We have a question from Javian on Facebook, and he says, "Are their horns hard?"
就说他们这个鹿角是硬的吗？
I guess.
对，是硬的。现在这个阶段是硬的。
The antlers.
Yeah. So right now the antlers are hard, but our expert said 现在这个阶段 so now they're hard. So maybe at one point they weren't. 所以您说的是现在是硬的，所以有一段时间不是硬的，是吗？
对，它是有一个生长的过程。开始的时候呢，就是像这个麋鹿的鹿角，它每年的就是我们的冬至前后，也就是12月份吧，它就开始脱落。像这个远处的这些大的角，就从根部脱落了。脱落以后就开始生长。开始的时候呢是比较软，里边有水，有这个血液，然后有绒。慢慢的长，然后到5月份的时候就长成这种骨化了，完全骨化了。骨化了是干什么呢？就是打仗，就是雄性跟雄性之间打。
Wow. So from earlier in the year, they will literally grow, and they're like hairs. They have water, they have arteries, and everything going on. So it's very soft. And then they start forming, and then they become very hard, like bone-like. And then why do they become very hard and bone-like? Because then they would use it to go to war. 那打仗是为什么呢？
是为了争夺对象啊，找对象啊。
Yeah, so Jason, do you want to know why they would go to war with each other?
To try and get the best female.
Exactly.
The ladies.
就是鹿角越大，然后这个身体越强壮，越能够在这个争斗中获得胜利。那在这个自然进化中就表示呢，就是好的基因给遗传下去。
So the bigger the bull, the bigger the deer, and the bigger the horns, the antlers, the better chance they would have at winning a fight and then finding a mate and then basically having descendants.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting the really good gene pool.
Their genes, and some of them on the antlers, you can see there's some kind of nets and things that they built up on their antlers. What is that?
I saw that. I don't know if our viewers actually caught some of the antlers. We saw some on some of the males, like their antlers have like little nets and everything, right?
Yeah, it looks like a hat or something.
为什么有的脚上会带东西，缠着东西，是不小心缠的吗？
这个我可以给你讲讲，很好玩的。这个我们看呢，它头上这个，尤其是公鹿啊，鹿角上缠了很多东西，比如说，尤其是青草，还有它能够顶到的一些东西。这是什么？为什么呢？就是因为在这个母鹿眼中啊，这小伙子比较帅。
Look more handsome.
打扮。
So when they have these stuff on their antlers, to a female Milu, they would that he looks very handsome. So
就是顶得越多，这个母鹿越喜欢他。
So the more he has on his antlers,
he's wearing a nice hat, basically.
The more attractive he is to female Milu. I mean, this is why these wildlife are.
你有没有兴趣做鹿王？到6月份的时候来做鹿王。
6月份。
The 鹿王, the deer king.
Are you interested in becoming the deer king? I think they start in June.
We have a question from Facebook from Giovanni Luca. He says, "Do they have problems with tigers and wolves?"
So that's about like the predators, right?
I don't think there's any tigers.
狼或者 老虎或者他们有没有天敌 ？Basically，
以前的时候啊，麋鹿的生活区里边是有狼的，是有狼这些天敌的。
这里是吧？
对，沿海这个地方。但是呢，后来经过这个发展嘛，然后那个狼这些肉食动物啊，基本上就消失了。所以说，在这个地方呢，这样成年的麋鹿呢是没有天敌的，几乎。
So good question, Giovanni, because they actually used to have wolves in this reserve. So that was definitely one of the predators here. But right now they're not in the reserve anymore, so they're pretty safe.
Okay,
from
then we have
predators.
a question from Don Tan Dao on YouTube. It says, "Deer live in the desert?"
No,
We're not. Yeah, we're not in the
Wetland, yeah.
desert. We're in the wetlands. Yeah.
So this might look like a desert right now, but when the tides come in, it's wetland. And also when we're walking outside, the ground was actually very like squishy. And that's why like we see a lot of the plants grow here. I think we were talking about it earlier that a lot of these soil is probably alkaline-based soil. 其实很多这个我们刚刚也说这个土其实是盐
的
分
啊，
对吧？
对对，你如果是天气好的话，晒一下那个太阳，下面全是白色的，白色的就是那个盐。只有像这些耐盐的植物，比如说这个我们说的这个盐蒿，或者是护花米草，这些都是耐盐性的植物，它才能在这儿长。如果像是这个不喜欢盐的，或者不能在盐地里长的，它就长不了。
So a lot of these plants in these in the soil are actually prone to sort of saline alkaline soil, and they actually kind of thrive in these environments. But other sort of green bushes and grass that grows elsewhere inland, they won't actually survive on these grounds. And do they actually provide like the perfect kind of food for these Milu? 所以这些是他们爱吃这些是吧？我看他们一直在这边。
对对对，它会以这个主要以这些草啊为食，但是它也因为口感比较咸嘛，所以它也到对面去喝水。
Oh, so we're just saying like they actually this is some of the food for the Milu, but then because it's a bit salty, and then there's actually a reservoir on the other side of the street, the road over there, and they actually get water from there. Yeah. 所以现在我们能下去吗？我们要不要下去看看？我怕下去以后又会走掉。
对，
对。
如果下去的话，它会马上就慢慢走掉了。
Okay, so I think we'll remain in the car. So guys, I think you guys are getting a really good pictures. I think from home.
Yeah.
Right, you guys can see it. Yeah, way better than us. Watching it through like our car windows, but it feels like we're actually surrounded by these animals. So please send in your comments, and I see one here from Lonil Pao. Wow, Milu got a beautiful, sexy eye. Yes, they do. I saw one earlier, like close up. We were very lucky to get a bit close up, and it is really that deer eyes, and it's very bright and watery. Long lashes.
They have long eyelashes, right?
Yeah. And Richard Davis from YouTube, these are special deer. Yes, they are. They're very special. They're actually nationally protected treasures, grade 1 protected, and it would be bad to hunt them. In my state, there are many, many common deer. They must be hunted to keep numbers in check. Yeah, we can't hunt them at all. But in the past, during when we had the emperors in China, they were actually used as hunting animals. 所以我们也有网友在说，这些是非常特殊的鹿，所以不能去抓它们，不能去打猎。
对。
其实这些鹿在以前是属于皇家的捕猎的，专门用来捕猎的。
因为麋鹿这个物种呢是在中国，尤其是在那个以前的时候呢，都是皇家狩猎的对象，只有皇帝啊才可以去打这个麋鹿。所以呢，它就有一种这种皇家文化的这种色彩。
So I mean, yes, right now there's definitely we can't hunt these deer, but back in the past, a lot of the emperors actually use these to hunt, and they will actually go out. It's part of the sport, and these can only be hunted by emperors, by royalty. So these are very special and unique beasts.
And they're actually heading this way now, so maybe we are going to get a close.
They're not scared of us anymore.
They're coming to us.
慢慢的过来了。
Maybe they saw my jacket. I look like one of them.
它是我们
smell the 鹿王. They smell the 鹿王 in the car.
Maybe the little one. Yeah.
Did you pick up the feces? Maybe because you picked up the poop.
It's on my hands. It smells on my hands. They're coming for me.
Yeah.
在群里边应该能看到这小一点。
Yeah, I don't know if you guys， 我不知道我们摄像老师能不能看到，会有小一点的鹿，and those are infants。这种你
那边那个，你看那边那个就是个小的，最边上那个。
On the far right, you can see the infant Milu. So that also brings us to the question of how long do they reach maturity? 就他们多大就变成成年鹿了？
成年鹿我们就是说能够进入繁殖这个周期的，那就是3岁或者4岁的。
3、4岁，So they reach maturity, so which means they're able to breed next generation when they're about 3 to 4 years old. 那这一只应该是多大呢？现在我们
就是今年大概3月份到4月份出生的。
哦，是今年的宝宝。
对。
牛宝宝。So the one that we see, like the tiny one that we see at the end of, I think, the pack was born this year in March. So he's probably only half a year old.
Oh wow, so young. Oh yeah, he's right at the back there.
Yeah.
现在这个阶段应该还是在哺乳期，还得吃奶。
Oh, so he's still probably being nurtured by his or her mom. So they actually, it's a mammal, so they'll basically drink milk from the mom. 那他们也是，就是像很多动物，它比如说会只要就是雌的鹿有奶，它们就喝，它们是还是认它们的妈妈的。
认妈妈。
认妈妈。
哎，认妈妈的。这个我们看到这个就是这个母鹿啊，长得很像，分辨不出来。但是那个小麋鹿，它有这个气味啊，或者是交流啊，比如声音啊，它都能识别出来，然后跟着妈妈走。
Oh, so they actually know who their moms are, even though for us it's very hard to tell. I think the most we can tell is the female and male.
Yeah, that's the easy with the antlers and without the antlers.
But the baby deer, they can actually tell from like the odor, the smell, and the sound, the characteristics, who their mom is. So they actually find among the 200 or 300 Milus who their family are. 所以他们就是几乎每天就是这么走嘛，他们也不会去迁徙或者什么，是吧？
它是像这个，如果某一个地方，就是在这个沿海这个地方呢，有草，或者有淡水，这2样东西都全了，或者是在人稍微干扰一点少的那个地方呢，这个它就会留在这个地方。啊。然后如果这个地方被吃完了，草吃完了，它就到换一个地方去。
So I mean, these Milu won't actually really migrate as long as there is plenty full of food, so grass, and clear water, so not salty water, and not that many people. They will actually stay in one place and graze here.
Yeah, and there's no natural predator. They have food, so.
Yeah, so we have a really
pretty good life here.
Question from Facebook. So Arcone, water, did they make a canal for them? 所以您刚才说他们喝水，他们是在哪儿喝水？因为我们这块看着可能我们网友可能现在没有看到有水。
对，这个地方呢，因为是海边，这个潮水是咸的，海水是不能喝的。对，所以呢，他们就到我们对面呢，因为我们这个是一个海堤嘛，海堤那边对面呢是有一条复河，就是淡水。它里边有淡水，它如果渴了以后就翻到这个越过去，就到那个河里边去喝水。
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned before this is technically a coastal area, so this is very close to the sea. This is where the land meets the sea, and obviously on this part there won't be any drinkable water because it will be salty. It's the ocean. But on the other side, we just mentioned of the road, there's actually rivers that lead into the Yellow Sea. So those are clean water. So that's why on our way here we saw a lot of kind of these Milu crossing the road.
Oh yeah, on the road.
The water. 所以我们就看到会有鹿就是横跨马路。
对，它要找这个淡水喝。
Yeah, so that's a very good question. And we have like so many of these questions coming in. So guys, if you have any questions, just comments, just send them in. 那我现在看其实有的鹿很明显是比较大的，它们最大能长多大呢？
这个雄性的，像这个有角的吧，我们讲，雄性的麋鹿可以长到大概250公斤这样子。
250公斤 ，so 最大的是吗？
对，成年的鹿吧。
Wow, so mature Milu can grow to 250 kilograms.
Wow, 250 kilograms, that's like.
雌性的稍微小一点，在200公斤差不多。
500, just over 500. Yeah. Do you reckon you can take one down?
No, I don't think so.
Not with your alpha.
That's heavy. 500 pounds. Wow.
现在他们就是一直就是在这么走。We actually see around here, it's not just.
它有个带头的，有个带头的鹿。
那个就是鹿嘛，是吧？
它应该是在这个群里边比较活跃的，就领着这个鹿往这里走。
He's the deer prince, yeah. Maybe not the king yet. He's going to be the king. He's leading. Looks like he's leading the herd. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, I mean, like, I don't know if our viewers can see through other lenses, but here it's not just Milu here. There's a lot of birds here as well, and ones that also follow the Milu around. 因为我们说这块不光是麋鹿，因为其实也有很多鸟类，因为我看还有一些就是会跟着
对对对，
它们飞，是吧？
你像跟这个麋鹿群走的比较近的，有一些像我们常见的牛背鹿，就是cattle egrets。
cattle egrets.
Yeah, and little egrets. 他们会就是站在这个鹿背上，或者跟鹿在一起活动。一方面呢，就是在这个野外呢，它因为它那个警觉性比麋鹿要稍微高一点嘛，它可以及时的发现远处的这个敌害。另一方面呢，就是麋鹿在走的过程中会把草里边这些昆虫啊，或者其他的一些可以食用的给养起来。然后呢，这个牛背鹿啊，也可以从这个麋鹿的活动中获得益处。
Oh, wow. So we were just saying that because sometimes we can see a lot of these like egrets flying around the Milu, and they actually coexist with these creatures because one is that they're very alert. So some of them will actually stand on the Milu back. So then when they see that there is danger, they're probably the first to notice. Sound the horn.
So they kind of work together.
Exactly. And then some of them fly around because as they're walking, they probably a lot of like these dust and insects will probably like fly away from the grasslands, and then these birds will basically just catch them.
We have a question from Facebook from Giovanni Luca. It says, how many square kilometers is the reservation?
公里的话，这一块咱们麋鹿园有多大？
公里是吧？
对。
我有用个其他词，公顷。
公顷 hectare.
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 Hectares.
2667。
2667. 2,667 hectares.
That's huge. That's a huge place.
That is huge, and this is also why this is now part of the UNESCO World Natural Heritage List as well, right? Since 2019.
这个2667公顷呢，是指保护区管辖的范围。其实像这个野生麋鹿呢，它的活动范围更大，在500多平方千米的这个地方都有麋鹿。
Oh gosh! So
我们这边就是麋鹿到哪里就是麋鹿的栖息地。
So I mean the reserve is about 2,000 hectares, over 2,000 hectares, but that's just only part of the reserve. But technically, a lot of these wild Milu actually travel outside of these parts, so that will just increase exponentially. So wherever these Milus are, that is also part of the reserve. 那我们当时说到野生麋鹿和就是我们可能这种不算纯野生的吧？现在
现在这个区域呢，也就是稍微有一点因为我跟我们那个区域2区那个地方呢靠得比较近，有一定的这个就是人啊，比如巡逻啊，或者是冬天，尤其在寒冬的时候会投一点饲料。多数的麋鹿就扩散到外边去了，人是不干预它的。
Yeah, so we're just saying that because we're talking about wild Milu, like how kind of integrated to the wild are they? And a lot of these, like, there's still some looking after by humans, so they still actually do put out feeds for these Milu, especially in the winter time when the grass is not as rich.
And we have a question on YouTube from Hang Tua. It says, should you remove those ropes and strings in case they get caught up in some branches?
So just saying about the decorations they use in the antlers.
Should you go and remove it?
Yeah, so I don't know if Han Tuang joined our live earlier or he just joined, and we just said that a lot of these are in the antlers as a source of decoration to make it attractive to the female. But that is also a really good question we should really ask as well. 所以就是虽然他们用来这个是当装饰，可是不会缠到东西吗？
会，会。那个因为野生麋鹿呢面临的那种环境啊，还是比较复杂的，尤其是呢周边呢，因为江苏这个地方经济比较发达，然后这边呢一些农业设施啊，就是还有这个灌溉设施啊，这些当然呢不是专门去设计的，去把麋鹿困住的，但是呢麋鹿不小心到那个地方了，就有这种情况。那我们第一时间呢就会得到这个通知，这个报警之后呢，我们会去救助，像我们现在用一些这个船。还有交通工具，还有这个麻醉药去及时把它解救出来，基本上能够保证它存活。
So I mean, we're just talking about here, even though it's a reserve, but these are really just left out in the wild, and this is an open area, and especially in the Jiangsu province, in the Jiangsu area, where the economy is very good, agriculture is very good, so there's very good farmland around here. But then we do actually end up seeing some of these Milus being caught in these facilities or being caught at the farmland. So they do get a lot of rescue missions as well. They get a call probably from like the farmers asking them to come and try and rescue.
And I guess like if they did try to remove the things from the antlers, then they would get less females too, right? So they don't want you to remove it.
You're ruining their game.
They might have
less
kind of hat.
Yeah. And Giovanni also asked, are there any other mammals in the area? 在这附近还有其他的哺乳动物？
有跟这个麋鹿走的比较近是那个叫河脊，就是獐，我们叫 Chinese water deer.
Oh, Chinese water deer. So they're very similar to these deers as well.
But it's a little small.
Smaller.
But same
Just
species?
like the babies.
Oh.
And obviously there's also dogs, mammals.
然后像这个獐子呢，也是这个跟麋鹿伴生的这种动物，它也是属于鹿科的。像其他的哺乳动物就比较多了，像一些鼠类的，还有这个像我们讲的那个肉食性的，像狐狸、和猪獾这些动物都有。
Okay, so we're just saying there's a lot of deer species here, different types of deer, because obviously Milu is a type of deer, a very rare type of deer. And also we have the Chinese water deers and other different types of mammals, including things like foxes and little sort of mice or rats. So there's a lot around this reserve, because this is really provides a home to a lot of the animals here, because this is also part of the in the East Asian and Australasian flyaway.
Yes.
So that's why this is so important, not just to China, but also to the rest of the world.
Yes.
对，因为这个就是在我们所说这东亚和澳大利亚的这个迁徙道上，对吧？
对，
所以也是为什么这块这么重要。
对，像每年春秋季节都有大量的这个候鸟，就在这个滩头上面，这个我们眼前这个滩头上面栖息停歇。像那个鸬鹚啊，每年的上万只的就停在这个地方。
哇哦，鸬鹚就是在这块是吧？它不会有一些水，那个时候不会那么干是吗？
对，它会找一个稍微高一点的地方站着，然后它在河里边，在那个潮汐沟里边，就是那个海水里边嘛，去捕这个鱼。
哇哦！
然后就亮翅膀在这个地方晒。
So we're just saying here, during sort of this 应该是春什么？
春天或者秋天。
So during the spring and autumn time, this place is more of a wetland, and there's actually a lot more animals and fish here. So a lot of these migratory birds would actually, when they're flying over, this is kind of in the middle of the flyaway. So they actually fly down and rest here. So you can actually see tens of thousands or millions of different types of birds just really resting here and feeding in this wetland area.
Yeah. 除了这些鸟类，还有比如说像一些珍稀的鸟类。我们现在这个调整之后的这个名录里边呢，我们现在有将近52种这个国家1、2级保护的鸟类。
Wow. So within this, since the new, I think the species rankings of national treasured animals, protected species, right now in this reserve, there is 52 types of grade 1 and grade 2 species that are here, and this is so important on protecting the area here. 所以这块保护非常的重要，52种是非常多的了已经。
对，像那个我们常见的，我们耳熟能详的丹顶鹤。
哦，丹顶鹤。So I think a lot of people will know it's a red-crowned crane.
Oh, the red
crown.
Red crown, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah.
It is. So they would actually stay here. 他们大概是什么时候会在这边？
一般的时候到11月份的时候就到这边来越冬了，过冬。
Oh, so soon. These cranes should stay here around November, so they actually spend the winter here.
Yeah. 然后还有像这个东方白鹳，也是国家1级的鸟类。它们呢在这个地方，就是在这个江苏这边呢，它应该是一个 wintering area。但是现在呢，也有很多的这个 breeding area，像我们每年的时候，在我们保护区里边都有一对鹳，就是白鹳嘛，
白鹳
生这个蛋，然后繁殖孵化，所以说这个环境呢，还是就是环境越来越好，会招引更多的鸟到这个地方来。
So I mean, the environment here is getting better and better. So that's why there's a full kind of ecology thriving here. And 皇冠是应该叫
白鹳 Oriental White Stork.
Oh, stork. 白鹳是吧？
对。
White Oriental stork would also basically breed here in this area, and these are all very rare species that we see here.
Yeah.
其实这块 是多长时间？现在是越来越好了，也是因为这些麋鹿吗？
因为那个麋鹿呢，是我们这个保护区的保护对象是麋鹿、丹顶鹤以及这个整个生态系统，湿地生态系统。那保护麋鹿的同时呢，也保护了这里边的，比如说植被，还有这里边的其他的一些生物，你像半生的，刚才我说的鸟类，甚至底栖动物都有，保护的是整个生态系统，并不单单是这个旗舰物种麋鹿。
So even though we're in the Milu Reserve, we're not just protecting these deers here, we're actually protecting, for example, when we mentioned the red-crowned crane and all the ecosystem that lives on this reserve. I think some people also ask, we have a question that how do they actually used to live here as well? 麋鹿以前就是也是生在咱们大丰吗？
对，因为麋鹿呢，它是一个湿地的动物，它本来就是喜欢这个滩涂啊或者有水的地方生活。我们当时86年的时候，为什么选择这个地方呢？因为在这里包括泰州这个沿线嘛，我们就经过考古发现很多这个麋鹿的化石，还有鹿角，还有它活动的这种毛发痕迹，这些呢，就是经过考证，就认为这个区域呢，就是它的一个原生地。
Wow. So we mentioned that in the in 1986 we had these deers brought back to China, and why did we choose this particular place? And it's really they went on a very hard kind of research and looking into the different areas that these deer would thrive in. And when they came to this reserve or came to this wetland area, they actually found a lot of fossils that belong to these ancient animals, and that's how they kind of decided
so this was
these here.
Probably the original place where they were, and they seem like they're thriving now. What was 6,000 currently
6,000. So I mean, in 1986 there were 39, and then 3 decades, 30 years later, there are 6,000 and thriving. And I think they're going to get more and more.
And now they're just laid out sunbathing over there. Yeah, they got perfect weather today.
I know. I don't know if we go out now. I don't know if they would. Do you think we can? We reckon we can.
Maybe try and sneak.
Okay, let's not close the door. Maybe.
我们
现在出去慢慢的。
你看，我们车子在这儿停着，它就开始睡觉了，都不管我们了。
睡觉 they're sleeping, right?
Okay, let's be.
Okay,
let's be quiet, guys.
The car's beeping. The car's making a noise. Don't leave the door.
So we're not going to move. We're just going to be very still.
Oh, they're standing up. They're standing now. They've spotted us already. Yeah, hurry up.
Maybe we need to like crawl. Just get down.
No, they've spotted us already.
No. 我们是不是
开始动了，你看。
低一点会比较好。
已经站起来了，你看到吗
Okay, maybe we'll just like stay.
Oh, they're moving already.
They're very stealthy.
I'm trying to blend in. We can just squat like this.
But they're too clever. I don't know what it is. Your clothes is not helping. Jason, come back.
I should come back.
And we have a question. I think we're saying, 鹿的脸好长. Yeah, they do have a long face. I think you guys can see it very clearly because we said earlier they're 4 not alike. 他们其实叫四不像。
四不像，对。
So they have the head of a
horse. That's the long face. Yeah.
And the antlers.
Deer antlers.
Deer antlers.
Yep.
The tail of a donkey.
Yep.
Donkey, yeah.
And the hooves of a cow.
Yeah.
And then someone also said they have a neck of a camel. But that would be 5 things.
That's 5. That's too many, guys. I don't have anything for 5. I only know up to 4. 我知道到4叫四不像，5叫什么？5不像。
They've stopped now. They're looking at us.
Yeah, they're looking at us now.
Trying to decide whether we're a threat or not.
那所以这个区域现在我们也是属于一个游客的一个项目，是吗？
这里边是不开发领域，不开放的。
啊，所以
这块还是专门用作去保护的。因为这个地方严格的来讲是就是麋鹿的栖息地，人呢是只能在远距离，比如说在那个上面去观察，去做科研，可以。但是我们因为人太多的话，就干扰到他们。
So I mean that's why we're very lucky to be here because normally this place isn't open for the public because we want to leave these majestic creatures in their natural habitat without being disturbed by human contacts. But if you do come to the reserve, there is also roads that you can basically drive past, that you can see these animals from afar. So I feel so lucky to be in this job.
Yeah, and the viewers at home, yeah, you're getting a nice exclusive look at these Milu deer. here.
今天我们能见到这么多一大群鹿，还是很幸运。
So yeah, we're just so lucky to be able to see so many of these Milu today. Like I wasn't expecting this many. I thought it was gonna be like small herds. 一般他们会是比较小的一个就是一群，不会有很少有这么
很少有这么大群的，一般的就是10几只或者20几只在一起。今天能聚在一起，欢迎我们。
Yeah, they were just saying that normally we don't actually see these in this large packs. So normally they're in smaller kind of groups.
Yeah, they come out to welcome us today, right?
So I think they know that you guys are watching, so they came out to say hi to everyone.
Yeah.
And you know, if we have any more questions here, I think we've done most of these.
Yeah, we've answered a lot of questions. Wow, they're just staring at us from
I
afar.
think those aren't scared anymore.
那小麋鹿就聚在一起，你看，这一群小麋鹿
那个都是
待在一起。
小的是吗？
对对对，像这个在我们研究的过程中，就它就像什么呀？像幼儿园的小孩子一样，小孩子跟小孩子一起玩，然后也不需要妈妈在这个时候去照顾他，所以说呢，就是像我们小孩跟小孩能够玩在一起。
So those over there are in almost like in a nursery. So these are all infant Milu. So they want to play together. So they don't want to be with the adults.
Yeah, they're like kind of at the back. They're not moving. They're staying with us.
那一般这种是我们刚才说的是7月和8月，他们是等于说是繁殖的这个期。那然后生育的话是大概
3到5月份这样子。
3到5月份，那它这个孕期是多长时间呢？
麋鹿的孕期是比较长的，大概在9个半月，跟人的差不多。
Oh, 9个半。So we're just saying, I think July and August is like their breeding season, and then they're probably born around March and April. So when you calculate that, the pregnancy is almost 9.5 months. So that's very similar to a human.
Yeah, wow, 9.5 months.
并且一个鹿只能生一个一年。
Oh.
一胎，1年1胎。
Yeah. Yeah, like basically
They
like
just have
humans.
one baby.
One baby a year.
I have not seen twins.
Never seen.
Never.
Oh, so they're not like some of the other mammals where they literally have a litter.
So they just have one.
That's hard. 所以其实它们能存活，就是到现在这个数其实很难。对咱们的主要的工作是有很大的。
对，也是有这么多人在这个沿海滩头上面呢，奉献了30多年吧。这边又不是这个地方呢，距离城市也比较远，但是呢，这一批人能够在这个地方，停留这么长时间，就想把他们当成自己的家人、孩子一样去照顾他们。
真的是 we're just saying that. I mean, these only breed every year. There's one every year, and that actually makes it very, very hard for them because it's the survival rate is low. So we're just talking about like how amazing a job that our staff here at the reserve has done to really bring the numbers up and allowing them to thrive. Because in a way that they became extinct because of human behaviors and also natural disasters. So in a way, we brought them back.
Yeah, brought them back
from the edge of extinction.
Yeah, especially they only have one offspring, so it's quite difficult, right?
And stuff like Dr. Liu and a lot of his colleagues actually live here on the reserve looking after these animals. So it's a very tough job because it's quite far from the city as well.
Yeah.
对，所以真的是非常非常的辛苦，也是谢谢您能让我们有机会能看到这么神奇的动物，真的是。
不客气。
So just saying thank you, like we're so grateful to all the staff here at the reserve and all the researchers that's also working hard, not just for these Milu and also the other nationally treasured and protected species, so that they'll give us the chance and future generations to really see animals like this. Because if it weren't for the jobs of Dr. Liu, we wouldn't actually be able to see these today.
Yeah, we're very thankful for everyone who works here on this reserve, to all the staff,
Exactly. And also that brings us to the end of our part of the journey with Tides of Change.
Yes, this is the final season of Tides of Change. This is our last stop on this journey, but I'm sure there's going to be some more special series for you to join in. And I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
I've enjoyed it so much, learned so much, seen so much, and also a big shout out to all our technicians, our cameramen everywhere. I mean, we're dotted around now. Thank you all our producers and directors for bringing you amazing pictures of not just these animals, but we had aerial shots, shots from underwater, on land. So thank you to all our colleagues who have played a big role in this production, and also to all of our guests, including Dr. Liu, for really teaching us about the importance of the ocean to our lives.
Yeah, because without the experts, they give all the best information at each place that we go to. Yeah, thanks to them for really making these live streams great. Yeah.
Right, so from here we're going to try and see if we can catch these deers. Until then, stick with CGTN, and there's more from Tides of Change from our colleagues. So take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.